We are in Port Townsend, Washington. We needed to come into town to grab some creamer, and we're gonna stay overnight so we can utilize the library tomorrow. So I've been walking around this cute little area that's near downtown. Look at this amazing sailboat. I think it just lives here, and it's marvelous. Quite a wonderful spot to spend the night, I believe. It's a very cute little area here. I'm really digging it so far.
Perfect!
This is where I'm gonna stay tonight. It's by the fairgrounds. It's just a street. I found it on iOverlander, and it looks like a sweet little spot for the night. I think it'll do just fine. Good night. An absolutely beautiful morning. This park we're at, it's the most lovely park I think I've ever been to in my entire life. You have the beach, it's so pretty. There's the playground, there's a gazebo, there's that like poetry garden. There's like a little botanical looking garden thing, and there's like all this space to run around. There's even a weeping willow, one of my all-time favorite trees. It is, in my opinion, in my 50 years of going to parks, the best park I've ever been to. What is it about bridges that is just so dang cool? So we are at Fort Warden State Park, and I need to shower something fierce. And I tried to go to the YMCA to get one, but apparently their pipes are busted. And most of the campgrounds require that you actually have a camping reservation in order to use their showers. And of course, this time of year, all the camping reservations are taken. And I was like, what am I gonna do? Because I'm so bad that like, I'm itchy, you know what I mean? Well, I can keep my body clean between those Scrubs bath sponges, which do work really good. But my head is a whole different situation. Sometimes I've literally thought about maybe just shaving the head off. Or not the whole head, but anyway, so my head is in desperate need of cleaning, and I have been trying to figure out a way to do that here. And I literally just yesterday went ahead and ordered a shower from Amazon, like a camping shower. I think this might be it. Let's see. So I just ordered a camping shower from Amazon because I was like, I am over it. I'm not going to even pay Planet Fitness anymore. I'm just going to have my own camping shower. But that doesn't come for a few days. And I was going to stay here in town in Port Townsend until that happened, until it came in, and just suffer itchy head syndrome until then. But then I was watching Static Camper Van, and he is in this area as well. And he was telling me, well, us, about Fort Warden and how you can get showers here as long as you've got the Discover Pass. And it was just too exciting not to come and see. So here we are at the Fort Warden. I talked to a campground host who said, yes, the one by the ocean campground you can use as long as you have the Discover Pass. So another good reason to have the Discover Pass. No more itchy head syndrome. Okay, I'm gonna go see if this is the place. And I'm so excited right now. I usually have trouble with hygiene. We've talked about this before, and I will go stretches between showers, but it does get to a point where it's like physically uncomfortable, and here we are. So let's go take care of that. You come for the shower too? There it is, guys. Don't wash your pets, just wash your butt. I am exceedingly excited to wash my butt right now. Thank you so much, Scott from Static Camper Van, telling me about Fort Warden. The fact that you can come here and take a shower, you just changed my whole life, at least my head's life. You want to check out Fort Warden with me? This is Point Wilson Lighthouse. It was actually it was built before the fort itself in 1879. and it marks the western entrance to the Puget Sound. The fort itself was built as part of the Triangle of Fire, which was 3 forts built to protect the Sound. I gotta say, I enjoy seeing nature take over places of war. Good job, nature. I believe that over there is Alexander's castle. Which, you know, it's a little bit presumptuous to call it a castle, Alexander, but alright, I guess it's got like a turret looking thing, so. Apparently, An Officer and a Gentleman was filmed in and around Fort Warden. So, if these things look familiar, that might be why. The deer we saw the other day by the ocean was not a one-off. It's just something about this area that they're like almost as plentiful as squirrels in other cities. They're just everywhere here, and it's really, really cool. I would imagine that there are people who consider them pests, just like they do squirrels, people that consider squirrels pests, but I love squirrels and I love deer, and yes, okay, they can be a little pesty, but so can I, so I did it. I booked the cruise. I uploaded the video this morning talking about maybe gonna do it, and you guys were just so encouraging, which you always are, man. Y'all are just so freaking cool. I love you so, so much. And you guys said do it. Just do it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're gonna regret not doing it, and you're so right. So I booked it. It's for, I think, like 5 days from now, something like that. So we're just gonna stay here in Port Townsend until then. Rather than spend gas to go back out to the mountains or anything, we'll just stay here for the week. I think it'll be a great place to stay for a few days, and then we're gonna go watch some whales on a boat in the ocean on the water. Thank you so much to the folks that sent me gifts. There is no way in any way possible that I would have been able to do this. I mean, none of this. I don't even know what I really genuinely don't even know what I'd be doing right now if I didn't have y'all. But I definitely wouldn't be doing this. I definitely wouldn't be experiencing all these things that I'm experiencing. So, oh my gosh. Thank you so, so much. Can we have a quick little palaver about gifts? I have received a few gifts from people who say something along the lines of, I know it's not much, but it's all I could give, or, you know, I don't have much, but I wanted to give you this, something along those lines. And I just really want to make it really, really clear to y'all that I do not need y'all to send me anything in order for me to feel completely amazed and fulfilled by this community. And I don't need you to send me any gifts in order for me to appreciate that you're here and be so grateful to know you and to have you in my life. And I am okay. Like, I have enough money to eat, to pay gas, for the basic necessities. And that is all that I need. I really, really don't want you to send me anything if it is going to be in any way, like if it's going to put you out in any way, shape, or form. If you don't have much, don't send it to me. I promise you, just watching the videos, like I make a little bit of money from YouTube, from the people that watch the ads. I've been making somewhere between $300 and $400 a month off the YouTube videos. And that alone has been life-changing, and it has ensured that for the most part, I have everything I need. I want y'all to be happy and okay and good. And while I appreciate every single thing that comes my way and every comment and every way that you guys show up to support me, I really need you to know the most important thing is that you're okay, you know? And if you are gonna have trouble paying your bills or buying yourself something that you want because you sent something to me, please don't. Please don't. I'll be okay. There was a time when I was worried about whether or not I was going to be able to eat, but I'm not in that position anymore. I am doing better. So, take care of you. Check in with me when you want to. I will be very happy that you're here. Okay? But take care of you first, because I love you. Okay. One of my favorite activities of the day has been watching every man that passes this, the look on their face as they look it over. It is most definitely an interesting way to truck around. I was just hanging out at Chetsamoka Park and I was doing some knitting, watching the sea. There was this gazebo behind me and I hear some ladies come up and get it in the gazebo and they're like talking. Next thing I know, I hear them like chanting. It sounded like Gregorian chanting. It wasn't Gregorian chanting, but that's what it sounded like, and it was so beautiful. So I took a little bit of video just like surreptitiously so I could show you guys how it sounded, but without being intrusive. But then after it seemed like they were done and I thought they were getting ready to like take off, I just turned around to tell them how beautiful it was. And they were like, come up, you want to do some chanting with this? I was like, oh, yes, yeah, yeah, please. And of course I was petrified, but also like it was just 3 ladies. It wasn't like a lot of people and it was so beautiful and peaceful. So we went up and we did some chanting. And I didn't record myself do the chanting because I was just real nervous and I didn't really know, you know, but it was beautiful. We did some chants and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave. But then as I start leaving, I'm like, would y'all be like okay with me recording you for the vlog just so I can show my people? And they luckily said yes. So here is the very lovely ladies chanting by the sea. So fabulous. Will you tell me your names one more time?
Oh, yeah. I'm Sarah.
Sarah. Michelle. And Carmel. You guys are so fabulous. I hope you have the most amazing day that anybody's ever had.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Be well, Courtney.
Port Townsend, man. I tell you what. I wanted to quickly address the comment that I brought up in the last video, and I wanted to just tell you that I know it seems like I was saying that like negative comments really bother me, and I wanted to just clarify that that is not true at all. I of course get negative comments, everybody does, but most of them are super easy to ignore, quite frankly. If you're being mean, just like you're really just trying to be mean, as so many people are, it's so easy to ignore you. You're just not a person that I care about your opinion. You don't count. If it's something that I think might hurt somebody else's feelings, I will often delete comments like that I think might hurt somebody else's feelings, but most of them are so easy for me to ignore. That one was the one that I talked about in the last video was a little confusing because the way that they worded it made it seem like maybe they were actually really trying to help me. So maybe I should take it to heart. And the only reason I really brought it up in the video was because I wanted to thank you guys. All of y'all that leave just beautiful, sweet, loving, funny, kind, gracious comments are exactly why, even though I at first thought maybe I should take this comment into consideration and think about how I'm talking and stuff, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that that was just absolutely not necessary, and I don't have to be anything other than who I am. And a large part of that is because of all the amazing people that are part of this community. And so that is really the only reason I brought that comment up, not because I wanted to like, honestly, negative comments for the most part, by and large, do not bother me in the slightest, especially if they're just like really just trying to be mean. It's like, psh, you just simply do not count. I'm sorry. Anyway, so don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm cute. And so are you. Doesn't matter what kind of mama you are always going to have your baby screaming at you, food, food, mom, 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 food, food, mom, food. Meet Mike. So a couple of you guys told me that you could not hear anything on a couple of my videos, and I was very, very confused, and I can only imagine how confused y'all were. So I looked into it and figured out that apparently when I busted the charging port, I must have at the same time also ruined one of the microphones. There's like 2 microphones, it's like dual stereo, right and left, and apparently the right one was dead. And so there was not being anything recorded on that channel, and if you can only hear the right channel when you're listening back, then you weren't being able to hear anything at all. So I am so sorry. That sucks. Big hard time. So I went ahead and just bought a mic that hopefully is better than the one. Oh my gosh, I just realized I haven't been using it. Well, I was getting ready to tell you about my new little microphone, and apparently me and Mike were not on the same page. I guess I didn't push all the dang old buttons that needed to be pushed. I was just gonna tell you how I had been wanting to get a better mic anyway, and how I was getting ready to go walk around downtown and look at some of the shops and take you with me, which I did. But there's just no sound. I can't believe it. So I guess I'm just gonna have to do like a little montage type thing with maybe a bit of voiceover. I don't know. I do apologize. I think I've got it figured out now. Anyway, so here's just gonna be a little montage of the shops downtown. This is my kind of gift shop. Look at how absolutely cool this drawing is. I think you can get readings in there. A very cool little shop. I never really thought of myself as someone who has a pirate aesthetic, but this place is amazing. I might have to become a pirate. Arr. Although, pirates, ye be warned. Mick Jagger gonna get ya. You know that's right. I did unfortunately come on a Tuesday, and many of the shops I would have liked to have visited were closed. Probably shouldn't put things off to the last minute, but you know how it is. I think this place really had the most shops with just really interesting, unique things to look at than any place I've been, at least that I can remember. Mr. Gumpert, you done good. Luckily, I ran out of shops about the same time my feet ran out of walking energy. It was time to go, but it was really a lovely little walking around town day. Blackberries by the beach. This looks like a good black one. Good. That one was a little bit bitter, but still good. Okay, let's try one of these. Yeah. This is Fort Townsend State Park, which we're allowed to come to because we have a Discover Pass. I was gonna walk down this hill, but then my knees started getting really angry with me, like little hornets after you kicked its nest. So I turned around and went back up. Hey guys, it's a barn for us. Y'all want to do a little boot scoot and boogie with me? And afterward we could play a little bit of touch flag football. What is it? Flag football, touch football. Got your flag? One of those. Afterward we could play a little game of horseshoes. It is BYOH, so be sure to bring your own horseshoes. could watch a little show backed by the star player, the ocean. Then we can have a little dinner cradled by the trees. Tacos for me, please. Hours later, and I am still trying to get this dang seed out of my tooth from that blackberry. Here is where I am staying for the night. It is by this apartment complex. Found it on iOverlander. Pretty much everything I ever find, I find on iOverlander. So I would suggest that place as a place for looking for places. I know it'll be a peaceful little evening. So good night. I have fallen madly, deeply in love with Port Townsend. And you might remember that there was a time when I wrote a love letter to parks. And I just feel like I'm inspired to write another love letter. Here is my love letter to Port Townsend in the form of a poem. Dear Port Townsend, you sexy little beach. You have everything in a town for which I could wish. Your people are helpful, easygoing, and kind. Your bathrooms and parking are super easy to find. Cool, refreshing air, even in summer's peak. And your library is open 7 days a week. Gulls sing in the fog, a melodious gift. And it's okay, we just won't talk about this. You have big toots and little toots and marine life galore. You even have deer that live on your shore. Dancing at sunset, your music has funk. Even your grocery flowers have junk in their trunk. You can sit on the dock and whistle some Otis. That's what I did right before I wrote this. But seriously, PT, it's so lovely here. One of my favorite places on this big blue sphere. There's no better town I think I could find. Take care of my heart, the peace I'm leaving behind. So yes, my time in Port Townsend has been amazing. There is just a magic in the air here. I swear, I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. You come here and you will feel it too. And then you gotta tell me about it. Tomorrow, we go on a whale cruise. And then the next day, it'll be time to move on. I am big on not wearing out my welcome. So we'll be moving on day after tomorrow. I will put the whale cruise in the next vlog. So I think this is probably a good time to go ahead and sign off on this one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here in one of the coolest towns ever. I hope to see you again. I love you. Bye.